We're here, and it's Corona Kitchen Night with fish. Woohoo! My cat Lily, the Lilla monster, is very happy about it.
Your cat is like Mary Poppins. She thinks she can fly.
I look up and there she is in the canal. I'm like, oh my God, how are you going to get down? She's a trip, I'm telling you.
That's just crazy. I mean, she has no fear.
No fear, none at all. And so I have no idea where she got the one cactus thorn in her belly. David and I were freaked out parents. We're like, I can't pull it out. I'm afraid to. What if it's a pin and it's stuck in her? So of course I blamed myself, thinking it was one of my straight pins from my sewing room where she sleeps, that she got into something. And because yesterday she got up, and I have a big glass jar of their dry food, which was covered, and I walked away. She knew it was the dry food, and she was trying to open it and knocked it off the counter and broke it.
Oh my God.
She's like a dog.
She's just so curious and smart and amazing. I mean,
She's
what
a
an
trip.
incredible soul and creature. But I mean, for everybody who wants to know, Lily's fine.
Lily's fine. It was a cactus thorn. I have no idea how she only got one, but it was a giant one. And I love our vet, Rolling Paws. They were laughing. They're like, yeah, it's okay. She's good.
Thank God.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was our adventure yesterday. But I had no idea when I took her there. We thought for sure it was a pin because we couldn't really see it, and it was sharp. So we had no idea.
That's scary.
Yeah, it was super scary. So I thought, oh, well, we better go today just in case I'm stuck there and she's having surgery.
Really
our fur babies.
I know. It's like every day, just please be okay.
I said to David, I think we should put a GoPro camera on her head. I don't know where she goes during the day. It's hilarious.
And like, I mean, what was she gonna do? Jump off the roof?
Hey,
I
have no idea. I don't know. And then she was what she was doing on the roof. I don't know. She was just like walking around up there.
And then the phone came out.
Oh, and as soon as I thought, oh, she's up on the roof, I'll give the boys a snack now because she confiscates their food if she hears me feeding them. So I thought, oh, I'll do it now. 2 seconds flat, she was down from that roof.
Oh my God. Cat on a hot adobe roof.
She's a trip of a girl, but we're super glad we have her. She keeps us entertained.
She's lucky to have you guys as parents.
Yeah, she's a good girl. So it's the end of the season. It's coming. You can feel fall floating around in the air.
Change. It's so exciting. I love it. I love fall.
Yeah. Yeah, she is my cat. That is true. Oh my God. Yeah, so this is funny. The other day I was thinking, oh, I need to go get my Herbes de Provence jar is getting low. And then I thought, that's stupid. I have everything in my yard. Why haven't I been making it myself?
My question exactly. Why not? Why not?
So that's what I'm going to start with. But
what is Herbes de Provence, Debrianna?
I will tell you in just one moment. The first thing I'm going to do is this little trick.
But first, a trick.
A kitchen hack. I don't know. Like, this works for everything. I use it on steak. I use it on chicken. And I have fish, which is, these tilapia are thin. They're just thin little fillets, and they're wrapped in plastic, unfortunately. And the fast way to, without using a microwave, to thaw this out is I put it in a pot with warm water, and then I put a bowl on top of that filled with water to push it down so that these stay submerged. And I swear to you, in 5 or 10 minutes, these will probably be thawed out. With steak and chicken, it's maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes if they're frozen. It's amazing how fast it goes.
So what have I been doing wrong? I usually just put things in a bowl of warm water, but I don't even think to submerge them.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I put something on top, you know, and fill it up with something so that it keeps them
that
pushed down.
Makes total sense.
And then, of course, because we live in New Mexico, I take all the water and put it on a plant when I empty it. Yeah. So,
Do you want me to do it?
no, yeah, you can. Yeah, just I use warm water, not hot. And sometimes with beef or chicken, if it's fat, you might need to change the water once and re-put the warm water in there. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, 30 minutes, it's done.
And you don't want to do hot because it could cook.
Right. Especially fish.
Yeah.
Like shrimp or these are really thin fillets. But it's a great little trick and it works every time.
Genius. Well, and for us where we live, I mean, we're only having frozen fish. I mean, you can get fresh fish, but it's really expensive. And I mean, we're just not a fish place. If you're going to have fish, you don't eat it in New Mexico.
Here she is.
You little sneak. Getting walnut and cashews dinner.
So she also can smell fish from 500 miles away.
Of course she can. She's like this right now. Where is the tilapia?
Yeah. Where is it? So that's just a little hack. I just wanted to share that with you while I was thinking of it.
Okay.
Okay, so Herbes de Provence. The biggest thing in the Herbes de Provence that is unusual is the lavender.
A lot of people don't realize that's in Herbes de Provence. I remember being shocked by that when I first looked at the ingredients.
Yeah, there's lavender there. And so the interesting thing about making it yourself is you can control the ingredients and like how much of it. So if like you don't like lavender, don't put it in. There's no Herbes de Provence police.
And we're not in Provence.
Yeah.
No.
So there is such a thing as culinary lavender. If you're not growing any, you could buy some, and that's just the flower. You can, on edible lavender, you can eat the leaves, but they're much more pungent. So I would use less if you're going to do that. If you're, I don't have very many flowers left at this point in the year, so I'm going to use a few leaves. So I'll show you what's on my tray.
Okay.
So this is rosemary. Oops,
okay.
I can't see it. There.
That's a key component.
Yeah, rosemary. I have some fresh basil. I'm not always, I was never sure this was in it, but some people put it in and I have it, so I'm gonna.
Okay.
Fennel seed, which I grew last year. This year it's not in yet. Bay leaves. This is my lavender. This is sage leaves. And then I have some fresh parsley, some marjoram, and thyme. And that's all from my yard.
Now, you could do, I mean, it seems like you have all of the stuff, but you couldn't you put thyme in there?
I have thyme, but you could put savory if you had it, which I don't.
That chervil stuff.
Chervil? That's not usually in it, but hey, you're making it, so put it in if you want. Some people actually put mint in it. I don't. So the next thing I do is my bay leaves did not come from my yard because we don't grow bay leaves here, but I have like a couple of them here. And the fennel is.
Guess where I have bay leaves from?
Where?
Croatia. I took them from a tree.
Oh my God.
I only took 2. I got in so much trouble going through customs when I came back from Croatia.
I know. Our pockets are stuffed with herbs.
They're just like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, sure, sea salt and herbs.
Yeah. You cocaine queen.
I know, I was drug mule. But anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So
all right. So here's what I'm going to do. It's easier for me to do it this way. I'm going to leave everything on its stem.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and spread it out a little on this. I'll pull these apart, these leaves, the sage leaves, because those are easy. And then I'm just going to leave this on this tray, on this baking sheet.
Okay.
And I'm going to set my oven at 200 Wait till it gets to 200, put the herb tray in, and then turn the oven off.
Okay. But this is the fast way, right? I mean, you could just hang them.
Oh yeah, no, but this will be done like in a day.
Okay.
These will all be dry.
Okay.
So I put those in the oven, and then when they come out, I put them in a little blender. Like this is my one that I did from yesterday. So everything's all dried in there.
The chopper.
And chop it up, and then I am thinking you might get some for Christmas because here's a jar full.
What a great present to give people.
I am telling you, this smells, it does not smell anything like what I got from the store. Nothing. I use a pinch of this.
Because it's
strong. Because it's fresh. Yeah, it's fresh.
So I think you should call it Herbes de Santa Fe and not Herbes de Provence, because
Herbes de Maison Mancini.
There you go. Mancini. What do you guys call yourself? What's your Brangelina name?
Oh, the Forcinis.
Forcini. She called Herbes de Forcini.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just making it in little batches, and then I'm letting the plant regenerate, and then I make some more. So it's kind of amazing. I thought when I first started doing it, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna give this away for Christmas presents. This is so great. Now I need a bigger herb farm.
That's a great thing for your end of season herbs in your garden to use them.
Yeah. Yep. So that's the first thing. We're doing that, and because I'm going to make the fish with the fresh Herbes de Provence.
So when you talk in Herbes de Provence, what are the normal things that people use it for? I normally use it on chicken.
I use it on chicken. I use it on fish. I put it in salad dressing, with oil and vinegar. I'll throw a little pinch of that in there. Sometimes I throw it in when I'm making broth. Like if I'm doing bone broth, I put it in soup. I'll put it in the first start of the bone broth. Okay. What else can you use it for?
Look what's behind you.
What? Oh no! Out of there!
Are you kidding me, Lily? Get out!
No!
Where's the cat wrangler?
For God's sake, where's my production team?
Where's the cat wrangler? This talent is out of control.
No, that is not for you. Oh, she's feeling guilty now.
She's like, wait till the fish comes out.
No.
God, she's so strong. She's so strong.
Okay, so there's that. Well, in this bowl that she thought she could eat is ghee. Don't ask me why she thought she could eat it.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going to be spreading on the fish. I'm going to add, I probably have, there's four fillets. I probably have a quarter of a cup, maybe not quite, of ghee in here. And then I'm going to add probably about a tablespoon or two of olive oil to loosen it up.
Tell people what ghee is again who don't know.
Ghee is when you, it's basically butter with all the milk solids taken out of it. So it has that butter taste, and with all the milk solids out of it, it is what you would call a high temperature oil. So I'm going to grill the fish. So I want something on there that's not going to that's going to take the high temperature. But if you were going to put it in a frying pan, it wouldn't smoke. Right. You know what I mean?
Butter burns so easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the milk solids that burn.
Yeah.
So it's super easy to make ghee. I got my ghee at they had a big jar of organic ghee at Costco.
And you don't have to refrigerate it.
No, you don't, because there's no milk solids in it.
That's the cool part.
Mm-hmm. So, but you can. My friend Allie makes it all the time. She gets like a couple pounds of butter. I think she said 5 pounds of butter at a time, and she puts it in the slow cooker. And she just lets it set all day, and then on low, and the milk solids settle to the bottom.
Right.
So it's super easy to make.
Yeah, it's cool. I love ghee.
Yeah. So I have that. That's the base of what I'm gonna sprinkle on paste onto the fish, like brush onto it.
What
But
else are you having with your fish tonight?
this is funny. I am serving them on top of a cauliflower mash. And I saw a tweet the other day, which I didn't have time to respond to. It just went by on my scroll from Frangela. And I'm not sure which one it was, but they were talking about cauliflower mash tasting like, I don't know, sewer rats or something. And I said, that's because you don't know how to make it right. So the secret to my cauliflower mash is thusly. I steam my cauliflower in chicken broth to begin with. Then I'm going to turn this off. Clear. The oven's now, so the oven's at 200. I'm turning it off, and now I'm going to just put my herbs in there. Okay, so I steam the cauliflower till it's soft in some chicken stock, but not a lot, because I'm going to use that same chicken stock when I mash it.
Okay.
Then I put butter in there, but I also, with the cauliflower, use like 1 or 2 small potatoes, depending on how much cauliflower it is. Because the potatoes, when they're cooked and then mashed into it, they add like a little silkiness to the cauliflower.
That sounds really good.
And they're delicious. It's delicious.
Yeah,
I also put in cheese.
Okay. If people don't like that cauliflower mash, it's because they're not making it the right way, or they haven't.
That's what I think. I mean, I think if you just steam the cauliflower in water, it's
not gonna be good.
No, I'm coughing up a hairball.
This is the cat show, everybody.
Yeah. So no, that's how I'm gonna do the fish on top of the cauliflower mash, and that's what we're having for dinner.
Sounds so healthy and good.
Yeah, it is. And see, it's not like you're having a pile of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
You're having mostly cauliflower with a little bit of potato in it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm having for dinner. It's a dilemma again.
I wish you would tell me. I would make enough for you too.
I had a big lunch, so I'm kind of in this place right now where if I have a really big lunch, I feel guilty to have dinner.
I hear you. What did you have for lunch?
I made a big, really yummy salami sandwich.
Oh, now I'm friggin' jealous.
I had this olive tapenade that I made the other day. With like really good mustard and really good Genoa salami. And
okay, vegans, plug your ears. But life is not worth living without pork.
And bagels and like these fresh bagels and and the cheddar onion cheese, that cheddar onion cheese.
Oh, so delicious. I'm jealous now. I would have given up my lovely buttered fish cauliflower mash for salami any day of the week.
I feel guilty. I haven't had salami in a while, but you know.
All right, so here's butter and oil. See, this is like it's not completely liquidy, but it's got a little body to it, so it'll stick to the fish pretty well.
Okay.
Then I'm going to take a pinch of this magical Herbes de Provence, like see a healthy pinch, and then I'm going to stir that into the butter. And like that, if I was using the store-bought Herbes de Provence, I'd probably have to use like a full teaspoon.
I was going to say, because, back in the day, remember the little Herbes de Provence that came in the little, I don't know if it still comes in that ceramic thing, and it's like written in black ink.
Yeah.
That was the famous thing, right?
Yep.
And you're right, Kelly. YOLO. I'm all for the salami YOLO. Okay. But and I remember getting it and opening it and sniffing the scent, and it would be like, oh, this is so powerful and amazing. But it's probably been on a dock,
Yep. I was trying to find the jar I have of it. I have a big one, but I'm telling you, it's so not fresh that I would probably have to put a whole teaspoon in that. And this, I really used a pinch.
might as well make it yourself. We all could. If you have an herb garden, you have most of the stuff.
Oh yeah, and even if you didn't, like if you didn't have the fennel seed or the bay leaves or whatever, like I did, you can just buy those dry, and the rest of it, because you would have to dry it anyway. But the rest of it, if it's from your yard or fresh, even if you got fresh from the like farmer's market or Whole Foods or whatever, and just dried it out. That usually there's so many herbs that come in those little containers, you can't use it all anyway.
Right. It's
before it starts to go bad.
It's a great standard flavor of just, just enough of all those little things to just make it come alive, whatever you're cooking.
And you have it all year. If you make this is going to probably last me most of the year, this size, because you don't eat that much.
Right.
All right. So I'm going to check my fish. And oh yes, voila, it's done. I mean, honestly, in the time I was talking to you, thought out.
Debrianna has all the tricks and tips. And P.S. in our cookbook, our publisher made us do tips on like every single recipe.
We did.
We had to do tips.
I know. It's because Julia doesn't cook, I don't think. And she wanted the tips. But I'm glad she did. I was happy to do it. Okay, so here's the other thing about when you pull these out of these plastics, they're usually wet. So you're going to want to dry them off. Like I dry them with paper towel so that they're, before you put the butter on it. Let me grab one.
That's what I do too.
For chicken, for fish, for steak, any of it.
Talk about that for a second. Wet things need to be dry. If they're wet, they can't absorb the flavors of the things or stick to the things you're trying to do.
Yeah, it won't stick.
Like tofu, for example. If you don't drain the tofu, you're going to have tasteless water tofu. Okay.
Yep. So the same thing with all of it. Fish, chicken, steak, all of it. Make sure pork, it's dry. Pork, because pork is life. Since we're talking about salami.
It's really hard to give up pork.
Like even when you do your, your chicken or your whole chicken or whatever, I dry it off when I do my turkey at Thanksgiving. It's got to be dry before I put the dry rub on it.
You have to. You're going to get that butter on there.
Really? Who's saying that?
I don't know. Reveal yourself. Who has bay leaves from
Who leaves bay leaves in Los Alamos?
Reveal yourself.
I need another piece of Yeah. So there, and sometimes when these are frozen and then you thaw them out, there's an amazing amount of water. So I just squeeze them.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So these are all nice and dry now.
Oh, it's Patricia Strout. He has
Strouty, you do? Oh, she doesn't live in Los Alamos. She has them from Los Alamos. Well, that's cool. All right, so I'm gonna add like a 1/4 teaspoon of salt to this, maybe a little more, into my mixture.
You're using the Morska salt, aren't you?
Look it.
It's
Lisa gave me this salt from Croatia, and I love it.
It's the best salt in the world.
It's awesome. Thank you. All right, so all I'm going to do is just paint each side of the fish with my ghee butter and my olive oil mixture with the Herbes de Provence, both sides of the fish.
Yum.
And then I'm going to throw it on the grill. And that's it.
There you have it, folks.
It's pretty darn tasty is all I got to say.
It's going to be so tasty.
Yeah.
I love
it. And it was super easy. Like, so if you have it in the freezer and it's not thawed out, you don't have to panic. You just put it in the water and you have dinner. You don't have to think, oh my God, I didn't thaw out dinner. I
was at Sprouts not too long ago and they had like fresh frozen tilapia. It was like 12 fillets. And you just keep it in your freezer for those times and you can put it on salad what you're doing. You can make an amazing salad and put it on,
You can use this for tacos, fish tacos.
Oh yeah, perfect for tacos.
Yeah. And the thing about it, like, I don't like farm raised. I mean, all tilapia is farm raised, but I generally don't buy farm raised fish. I was absolutely beside myself when I went into Costco and they had farm raised tilapia with no antibiotics that was clean. And I thought, I gotta buy this bag. I love tilapia. And a lot of times it's not that. So that's why I have it. And I haven't probably had it in a long time, actually.
Delicious.
Yeah, so this would be good on cod, any kind of white fish.
Sole.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Red snapper.
Mm-hmm. Yum. Yeah, I know. I was thinking I may keep this recipe in my hip pocket for 7 fishes because it's a super easy thing to do. And I'll have all my fresh herbs from my garden. And I always like to have some part of my garden into that kind of dinner when I'm sharing such a big thing with so many people. That's fun.
So it makes it so special. Oh, we love you too. Thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, I'm going to put it up there, Facebook user. So I was making calls today. I think I was with the DNC call group, and we're calling swing states and making sure that Democrats, we were actually asking Democrats what issues are the most important to them right now. So it was interesting to talk to people and find out. And I would say far and away, abortion was at the top of most people's list. Having access to that medical treatment, because I keep telling people being pregnant is a medical condition. It is a medical condition.
I gotta say this. I've had a couple of very interesting, let's just say heated discussions with people who I think believed to be pretty progressive and understanding of the issues. And I just find that this particular issue, for whatever reason, because it was so taboo to talk about for so long, unless you're just like in the trenches like we have been since we've been having our periods. I mean, sorry, I'm just gonna say that.
Right.
Once you become a woman, it's like, hey, I got this body and let's have control over it.
Well, and the fact that we never really talk about that stuff allows a narrative to be set that pregnancy is just about babies. It is not.
Right. And I don't think people also understand, and these are the arguments I was having, was that, oh, well, just, so many people need babies for adoption. Why won't you just give it up? I'm like, have you seen Glee? Okay, no, it's like,
it's not just about the baby. First of all, that is a separate issue, whether or not you want to have a child and whether or not you want your body to carry that, because what can happen between the time of conception and the time you actually have the baby are a myriad of things, even if you're well-intentioned.
Well, and you're just talking about the physical, which is an enormous toll, but then there's the emotional. I mean,
yeah.
I can't think of anything.
And the economic toll it takes. Most places you can't just go to work when you're pregnant.
Can't imagine anything worse than anyone forcing someone to have a baby that doesn't want to have a baby. It doesn't, like,
no. So that's where we're at. Everybody finally got it. So just along with that, because this is where we're at, we have to expand the Supreme Court. So I think I'm going to be going to a conference at the end of the month with Demand Justice to talk about next steps to expand the Supreme Court. I just want to put that on everyone's radar.
Superstar. Okay, she's fighting for your rights. Okay.
Yeah, and it goes way beyond just the right to decide whether you have an abortion, because this is going to extend to our right to have birth control, our right to have any kind of treatment that might interfere with your ability to get pregnant. So if you're of pregnancy age and you need chemo, they may not give it to you in certain states because it might ruin your chances to have the baby. So that's where we're headed, and that's already happening in places. So we need to codify this right. The only way we're doing it is to vote in Democrats and then fix the Supreme Court. So that's where we're going, people.
I'm really proud
That's
of
the ride we're on, girls.
I'm really proud of you, Debrianna, and thank you for doing that. All I can say is what I say almost every day is people who have male organs don't understand what people who have female organs go through. And if you did have our organs, you would understand and would have a right to an opinion. But when you don't,
like Lindsey Graham, who stood up today and said we want a national abortion ban, even though last month it was okay for states' rights. This said from a man who has no wife, no children, never been married. This man thinks he should be able to decide at what point in my pregnancy I should decide. And yours. So no, we got to stand up and we got to stand together and get this done. So please join something.
And you got to
help us get over the finish line.
Make sure you're registered to vote. I just keep saying that because I know it slips people's minds. Just please get ready. It's like 2 months from now, okay? It's so important. So important to vote.
Yeah.
And vote blue.
Yeah, vote blue. There's no choice this year.
Vote not this color.
Yeah. Yeah, not my apron color. I'm matching you too on the other one.
We love you guys. Keep on cooking.
Keep it up, kids. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Yeah, look at all the people that work on our show. See you next week.